quick check now at the starting five for both teams. First for the Heat, Allen out there with Dwayne Wade. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11" star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. And it's LeBron James, and it's Battier in at the 4 spot. And for Washington, Magic Johnson is out there with Michael Jordan, and the big guy in the middle, Shaquille O'Neal. Then it's Bird, and it's Malone in at the power forward. And taken away by Magic. He passes to Bird. Three-pointer. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. Here's Jordan. Goes up off the inbound. Rebounded by Battier.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Well, it was an ugly start to the season for the Wizards. Tried to revamp by trading for a host of veterans, but out of the gate, times were tough as they lost their first 12. Eventually got things turned around and were more dangerous when John Wall got healthy.
The difference for the Wizards after Wall came back, as you said, Clark, was just day and night. They were so much more energized and seemed to relish the role of playing the spoiler for a lot of teams, Steve, down the stretch.
Yeah, they looked like a playoff team by the end of the year, and that's the challenge this season as we watch this club play it out. I mean, can they stay healthy? Can they continue that hot run that they had at the end of last year? And can that carry over into this one?
Allen, that's good.
Man, he shows us he knows how to finish with a flourish.
First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Johnson kicks to Shaq. He's up against Bosh. Here's Shaq. And another miss by Washington.
Still looking for that first bucket here to start. The game.
Well, it was a little bit of a surprise, guys, going into last season when Ray Allen signed a contract with the Heat. He took less money than the Celtics offered him. And no question about it, there was some anger from his former teammates in Boston when he left.
Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
Kevin, I asked him what, other than the typical offensive-defensive matchups, might make a major difference here today. He said we need to respect their rebounding talent and always be aware of where their big men are when the shot goes up. We'll see if they respond to that challenge and take it on, Kevin.
Great, Doris. Thank you.
It's not necessarily an overlooked part of the game, but rebounding can affect everything else you do.
Did you see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket?
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
Second shot opportunity. No luck. For Miami, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Back to Bosh. Shot from 12. Good. And Clark for Ray Allen, I don't think joining the Heat was just about jumping on a winning bandwagon. I think there'd be some issues for him in Boston.
Well, there were a lot of rumors that he and Rajon Rondo didn't quite get along, and Allen wanted maybe a bigger role offensively. And in fact, you know, his minutes went down last season with the Heat, but he clearly fit in well, came off the bench and really fit nicely with that shooting ability next to LeBron and Wade. Very positive opening quarter for them. The shots have been falling.
You know, the shooting percentage would be nice if it stayed right there, but that's going to be tough to do.
And here's Bird from the arc. The putback is no good. O'Neal. And it's blocked by Battier. Shaq's shot is good. We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter. And LeBron throws it down hard.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
And that does it for the first quarter. Heat lead by... Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Heat.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And the other thing we're seeing is great ball movement. We're seeing a lot of good offensive execution, ball movement, player movement, setting up assists. But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range. Well, Miami stormed through the regular season and were viewed as the clear-cut favorites to come out of the East, but it was not as easy as expected. After sweeping Milwaukee, the Bulls gave them a scare, then the Pacers really took them deep, all the way to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
This one for three, and it's Miami with the rebound. With the lead pass, that's a blocking foul, and he'll shoot free throws. And for the Heat, the Pacers were their first real test, it seemed, and they had to survive a win or go home against them. It almost seemed, Clark, to take away any momentum they might have had when they went up against the Spurs in the finals.
You know, it's interesting. When I think of momentum in the playoffs, it doesn't carry over from game to game or series to series. I think each game, Kevin, is really an entity in and of itself. That said, Miami found a way, despite being pushed by the Pacers and being pushed by the Spurs, both to Game 7. It came down to LeBron James' brilliance, but also the hot shooting of a complimentary role-playing winner, Shane Battier.
Taken away by Nene. Oh, and here comes Wall. All of
Get it! Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That's his first foul. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Washington. Webster comes in for Bradley Beal. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Chalmers' shot is no good.
You know, one of the things you look at in winning basketball games in the NBA is getting to the free throw line. You always want to be able to do that. Nene knows how to get there, but he's never really been able to make the most of it because he's not a good foul shooter.
And Clark, you mentioned the foul shooting for Nene for his career, right about 68% from the charity stripe, Steve. Nothing that, I mean, it's not horrible, but it'd be great if he could improve on it.
Well, he did improve a little bit last year, got to 73%, so we'll see if he can continue that trend and become a more consistent shooter from the line.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kevin, LeBron James, a career 33% shooter from long range, had never shot over 36% from long range until last year, when he shot over 40% from deep. He said over the summer working out, he punished himself for missed threes by running wind sprints. And with the Heat, he challenged Ray Allen to three-point contest, with the loser doing push-ups. James said he lost more than he won, but as much as he hates to lose, that competition drove him to improve. Kevin?
You know, you hear it all the time, Doris, lead by example. He's a hard act to follow with his workout. And Washington making a change here. Jordan's checked in. The Heat trail by 3. It's LeBron with the drop.
Wow, what a throwdown. Look at that athletic play. Incredible.
Wow.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. I mean, just let him go. Who cares?
Well, here in the second, not as listless. They're showing some signs of life offensively.
Well, great sign, because after that poor first quarter, now they're playing better offensively and they have the lead. These defenders are not putting up much of a fight on the interior. It's been embarrassing. That's 10 consecutive points allowed in the lane.
And that's not the kind of streak you want to have if you're playing defense. Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, I've been impressed with just both teams' energy, just really working hard on the boards.
Here's Jordan. And the shot no good, a bit short. And here comes LeBron. He's got 8. Knocked loose. Back to Lewis. All alone. No good.
And the defense got away with a major lapse there.
And the first half ends in a close one. It's the Heat. They're up.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Saturday, the best day of the week. Let's
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And as we return to Washington, D.C., a look at the Capitol building overlooking the National Mall.
The Heat marched their way to the best record in the league last season, 66-16, and the ability to win on the road, a big part of that league best record.
Washington's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Johnson kicks to Shaq. The drive by Jordan, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And back to the Heat in their play on the road. 29 wins for them as the visiting side, and that was in another category compared to every other team in the league. Steve, nobody else really even came close.
No, nobody did. And I'll tell you what, when they went on their huge winning streak, it wasn't like they did it all at home. In fact, 13 of those 27 games during their winning streak were on the road, and that's not easy to do.
Boy, the Wizards had a hard time getting wins against the rest of the conference, and it's a big part of why they never built any momentum up at any point of the season. When you can't find it in your ability to beat other teams in your conference, it's a long season for you.
Bosch double team. It's back to Battier. Heat moving the ball around. LeBron drives in. There's the feed to Bosch. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. 6 points for Chris Bosch. Well, back to the Wizards. 52 games this season are played in conference, and they struggled against the East, so it really did create a huge roadblock for them. Only 15 conference wins for them, and Steve, that was the second fewest in the East.
Yeah, and the East, as we know, last year was really weak, so that number is pretty alarming, especially when you consider how well Washington played down the stretch. Perseverance paying off on the offensive boards, guys. But his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play. Even with a defender draped all over, he's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
And Steve, he knows how to get himself on the highlight reel with some of those dunks, but it's not just for show with him. It's an injection of energy for his team and for the crowd.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Guys, as you know, the Miami Heat try to keep the plays they run as simple as they can and rely on their talent and teamwork to win them games. But playing like that can present its own kind of problems. Coach Spoelstra said, quote, "The challenge is not getting bored with simplicity." Simple is what works, though, as evidenced by their back-to-back titles, guys.
Well, Doris, sometimes it makes sense to keep it simple. Thanks. The Wizards have shot 3 of 7 at the foul line. The Heat making a switch here. Chalmers is checked in. And that one misses.
Points in the paint for the Wizards, really a problem area last season. Even with their revamped front court, it was not easy for them to finish at the rim. Maybe a full year of having John Wall healthy will help that because he creates easy scoring opportunities.
Releases. No good off the back of the rim.
He slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. I mean, the basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
The drive by LeBron.
Oh, down there. Man!
Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
And Clark and Steve, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets, and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither side really able to create much of a cushion at all. So which team can make a little run here, we'll see.
Johnson from outside. They get it again. Another shot. And Malone puts it in. And the Wizards lead by 4.
They have got to put a body on him, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
Ray Allen, he's checked in for Shane Battier. Bosch passes to Allen. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Allen's got 9 points.
Gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Bird, defended by Allen. But they'll get another chance. It's up a 3. Malone dishes to Bird. Cut the line by Washington.
That's how to bang down low. His hard work gives them another possession.
9 seconds left in the third. Here's LeBron. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That's on Marcin Gortat.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
Just 4 seconds left in the third. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Miami trailing. LeBron kicks to Bosh. Knocked away. He's all alone. Here's Bird. Throws down the breakaway jam. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Wizards.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And they've really done a nice job on the glass, too. A lot of second chance points here tonight.
And there's the call on Marcin Gortat. That's foul number 2 for him. Shane Battier is checked in for Miami. Here's Allen. Battier outside. Latre. Wade kicks to Battier. There's the 3. There's the bucket. Good.
Wow, fans just getting their money's worth tonight. Really entertaining ball game.
It has been. The margin separating these teams has been paper thin.
Johnson with it. And Allen picks him up defensively. LeBron kicks to Battier. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. The Wizards with the lead. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
Oh, no, you hate to see that. Those are just the kind of errors that can cost you in a game like this.
And Miami making a change here. Chalmers is checked in. Wade against Jordan. Wade passes to Bosh. That falls. Nice speed that time from Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 3 assists in the game. Johnson, that's for 2. And good. He has it. And the Wizards lead by 1. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
You know, quite honestly, Kevin and Steve, I mean, this game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Well, then let's root for overtime. Why not?
And the basket by Chalmers.
Tell you what, they haven't exactly been shy about letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
You know, Steve, if you have the lead, you can afford to be a little comfortable with the three-point shot. You just don't want to fall too much in love with it.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Randy Whitman was just going over the plan with his team. The message, stick with it. He said the game is right there, fellas, right there for the taking. But we've got to play with purpose and precision. Kevin, can they get it done?
He's such a clutch shooter, Kevin. He just lives for the big shot.
Jordan against Wade. And stolen by Jordan.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Well, Jordan has been fantastic.
Here's Wade. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession.
They had no choice but to lunge for that pass to stop it from getting through.
Well, that was a good job. It could have been a quick bucket if he doesn't knock it out of bounds there.
He kicks to Chalmers. Bosh hits the pick for Chalmers. Battier knocked away. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
Got sloppy. In a close game, you have to take advantage of every opportunity.
Wade against Jordan. Now here's Shep. Guarded close. 9 feet out. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Oh, that is a massive shot.
You know it is. He's stepping right into the spotlight.
The free throw off from O'Neal. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. First free throw is good, and that brings them within 2 here. And both free throws good for LeBron.
In a crucial spot, he is always so solid at the line. He rarely wastes those opportunities.
And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Boy, that was a massive sequence of events there. Absolutely clutch defense to trigger the break.
And we've seen games decided on plays, Clark, just like that.
Effort and hustle plays often are big plays for a team.
Yeah, what a time to blow up a play and then turn it into a slam at the other end. Boy, that was a tough one because if that goes down, you tie the score.
And you know they want it to go down. They put together a nice run. That would have tied them.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yep, you got to extend the game here. Try to keep that clock from moving.
So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
That may be the knockout blow. Guys, those free throws would seem to have put this one away.
Johnson kicks to Shaq. Now the pass to Jordan. Buries it. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And now they foul and stop the clock. Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second free throw.
And a chance here to send it into overtime.
Need a 3.
And so they foul intentionally. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And the second of 2 is good. That gives them a 4-point cushion. From deep. Off target. And so the big win by Miami in a tight game. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that, Clark.
They sure don't. And when it was gut check time, this team kept their composure, kept their emotions in check, and got it done.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.
Hello and welcome. Great to have you along here for the NBA on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder up against the Charlotte Bobcats. And now let's toss it over to Kevin Harlan with a rest. We make it cool to be.
And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. First for the Thunder, backcourt is Westbrook and Cephalosha. And in the paint, holding down the pivot, a physical and cruising big man at 6'10", Big Kendrick Perkins. And it's Durant, and it's Ibaka in at the power forward. And then for the Charlotte Bobcats, Thomas is out there with Michael Jordan. They've got Elijah on. Night in and night out, he is a fan favorite, a superstar big man that is a beast under the glass. Then it's Worthy, and it's Russell in at the 4 spot.
Well, you could see it at the start of the season that Oklahoma City was being driven by falling short in the 2012 finals. Their focus was on being the best team in the West, and they jumped on that goal right from the start.
Here's Perkins, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Perkins got the first points up on the board for the Thunder. Now Elijah inside. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. And for the Thunder, the second-best regular season record in the league last season, Steve, at 60-22.
Well, and they had the best point differential in the league, Kevin, which I think is probably the best barometer in terms of how well you're playing. But clearly the Westbrook injury in the first round of the playoffs against Houston just completely took the wind out of their sails. And I would look for Oklahoma City to be back this year with everybody healthy. They'll have a chip on their shoulders. They want to get back to the finals this year.
And Westbrook, here we go.
Russell Westbrook suffering that torn meniscus in his right knee after the collision with the Rockets' Patrick Beverley in the first round of last year's playoffs. Really just derailed the Thunder's hopes for a championship. And Westbrook is so dynamic offensively. Guys, his ability to score in transition may be unmatched in this league. And I still think he has potential to be even better defensively. So incredible how good this guy can be.
Yeah, he has the quickness and speed to dart in and break up a play, whether it's picking off a pass or just taking it out of your hands.
And both free throws good for Westbrook. And so it's Charlotte with it. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, I had a chance to speak with the head coach for the Charlotte Bobcats. He knows one of the hardest parts on scoring against this defense has to do with their prolific shot blocker, Serge Ibaka. He told me he's one of those guys who can get in your head a little bit because he's so mobile. You often don't see him coming. And Kevin, you add in his great rebounding and ability to hit from mid-range, and he's always an X factor for them. Back to you.
And as always, Doris, thank you. They grab their own miss. Westbrook passes it to Cephalosha. It's Durant on the wing. The shot is off, and Charlotte will go the other way with it. Going back to Westbrook until that knee injury. He'd never missed a game in his 5-year NBA career, Clark, the longest consecutive games streak in the NBA.
How about going back to college and high school? Didn't miss any games there either. Remarkably durable. So this is really his first experience with a major injury, Kevin. Knowing him, though, and his tenacity and his desire to be great, I think he's going to be able to respond just fine.
And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
Yeah, me too, Clark. I think anytime you have success pounding the ball inside, you've got to continue to go to the well.
Thunder have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And the pass to Cephalosha. It's Durant on the wing. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot.
That bounce pass got him the ball in rhythm. Nice play.
For Charlotte, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game.
The Bobcats, one of the worst teams in the league over the last couple of seasons, actually had the worst winning percentage ever back in 11-12. But they've made a commitment to rebuilding through the draft, and clearly when you do that, there's going to be some pain along the way.
Now here's Westbrook, following the miss by Bill Russell. Westbrook dishes to Durant. Pass to Cephalosha. Oklahoma City moving the ball around, and Oklahoma City going with a whole new group out there. .36 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And Adams kicks to Jackson. Lamb. There's the feed to Collison. Clock at 6. The rebound by Johnson. The Bobcats on offense. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first. The shot's good by Chamberlain. The Thunder have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Jackson kicks to Lamb. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Lamb's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Here's Johnson. No good from the wing. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. What do you guys think about the Thunder here in this one?
Now, the key has been the rebounding department. This club dominating the paint area. And if this continues, they'll be in great shape.
Well, they've done 2 things. They've limited second chances, and they've been able to flip. I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. I mean, just let him go. Who cares? Steven Adams, originally from New Zealand. He's of English and Tongan descent. You don't hear that often in the NBA. Just played 1 year of collegiate basketball at Pitt, but kind of a raw prospect with a lot of ability. Very athletic, good size, and a really high-character person.
Fisher, the pass to Durant. Drexler with the steal. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
As you know, guys, Kevin Durant was the runner-up to LeBron James in MVP voting last season. Elite company, but for Durant, it's not good enough. He said, quote, "I've been second my whole life. I was the second best player in high school. I was the second pick in the draft. I've been second in the MVP voting 3 times. I came in second in the finals. I'm tired of being second." And as for his friendship with LeBron, Durant said, "I'm not taking it easy on him. Guys, sounds like he's taking no prisoners this season."
What a scary thought. Thanks, Doris. Robinson's checked in for Oklahoma City. And Steven Adams, a little bit of an unknown, but certainly has upside.
Well, here we go again. 7 feet tall with a 7'5" wingspan and pretty good athleticism, qualities you like. Also impressed teams with his shooting at the combine. A big guy that has some length, mobility, and can shoot. That's somebody you got to take a look at.
Charlotte trailing. Right side Robinson. It's stolen by Adams. And here's the fast break. Durant leading the way. And the dunk by Jackson.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Well, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Well, you know, this last offseason, the Bobcats announced their intention to change the team name to the Hornets, reclaiming the name of the original Charlotte franchise that left for New Orleans in 2002.
And Durant sends it back. Here's Robinson over Durant. Robinson can't get that one to fall.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
Here's Jackson. The Thunder with another miss. And just like New Orleans chose a name, the Pelicans, that has local significance, the Hornets, a historical reference to Charlotte's rebellious fighting spirit during the American Revolution. Steve, you were just telling me about this. Fascinates you.
It does. I'm an American history buff, Kevin, and I'm also an NBA history buff. And you think back to the Hornets in Charlotte originally, they sold out for 9 straight seasons. So the Hornets nickname absolutely belongs in Charlotte.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark. Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
Fisher up top. He's guarded by Thomas. Here's Durant. Missed inside. Here's Worthy. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. Thunder lead by
Now, presented by Sprint.
NBA basketball on
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. We've seen Jeremy Lamb having a really great game.
Yeah, he played a very mature first half offensively, just finding gaps and making good decisions, getting into the defense and knocking down shots.
Well, the way he played that first half, that's exactly what we're talking about when we say offensive efficiency.
Well, coaches love him because of the hustle he's continually showing out on the floor. And I think where you really see it most is on the offensive board.
And you've also got to love what a forceful low-post defender he is. If he blocks one of your shots, you remember it. He sends them into the stands to make a point. Hey, we all know how hard it was for the Thunder going into last season to trade away their 6-man star, James Harden, but it was something that had to be done. They really missed his playmaking ability, though, and I think they missed him in the locker room, too.
And for the Thunder, a financial decision to trade away Harden. They've already tied up Steve money and big contracts to Durant and to Westbrook, Ibaka, and Perkins.
And Kevin, I think a lot of people questioned why they didn't keep Harden and maybe move Ibaka or Perkins. I think Perkins would have been maybe the best option, but he's really looked at as their best post defender and a guy who brings leadership and toughness. So it was a very difficult decision, but there's no doubt this team missed James Harden.
Nice shot by Jordan.
Boy, he's so hard to stop, guys, because he poses a ton of matchup problems for the defense.
Westbrook against Thomas.
Defensive foul. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Here is Ibaka. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Oh, and the jam by Westbrook. The defense looking a little bit dazed now. A ferocious throw down there.
Not bad for a player of his size.
Not bad at all. How about that spring coming out of those legs?
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Kevin, the Thunder are often seen as getting into one another during games in what looks like heated arguments. But that is the culture they want, as every player can hold each other accountable. Coach Scott Brooks described it saying, "I'm with them every day." Did they have some competitive moments? Absolutely. But that's how we work here. We challenge each other. It gets chippy. You can't argue with the results, even if it looks like they are always at each other's throats, guys.
I believe it. Those must make for some good battles, Doris. Thanks.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Boy, I'd like to know how many of their attempts have come from inside 5 feet. It seems like everything is right at the rim.
Usually the logic is that if you want to win the West, you need to get a lot of wins against the East to pad your record, guys. But the Thunders did dominate the East last season, but not as much as the other teams, and they still won the West.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Durant. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists now in this one. Well, getting back to the Thunder, as you said, Clark, they took the East to task once again. They were 21-9 against the conference. But, Steve, that was just tied for the 3rd best in the West.
You know, I think a big part of that is that after they made it to the finals for the first time, they played with a target on their back. And I thought every team in the league knew they had to bring their A game to try to kind of make a statement against the Thunder.
The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Westbrook's got 9.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
Oh, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those non-glamour stats. I mean, it takes work and effort and tenacity and physicality. But when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the correlation.
And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight. The first free throw is good. And Oklahoma City making a change here. And he makes both free throws. 9 seconds left in the 3rd. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas, and he nails the jumper. Puts up a prayer. No good. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. Oklahoma City out in front. And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And the other thing they're doing, Clark, is scoring a lot of points off turnovers, forcing mistakes and cashing in. And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup, make him earn it at the line.
And that one misses.
Well, for the Bobcats, some tough luck in the lottery the last few seasons. They had the worst record in 12, but they missed out on Anthony Davis. The 2nd worst record last season, but they fell to the 4th pick. They need so much help, but the lottery fortune hasn't gone their way.
Kendrick Perkins, who's checked in for Oklahoma City.
They tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
outside Westbrook.
They've not had the same success from outside here in the second half that they did in the first. Well, it might make sense to look at going inside a little more this half.
And Clark, you mentioned the struggles last year for the Bobcats. Last season, the worst defense, second worst in rebounding, and Steve, the third worst in offense.
They just didn't have enough talent. It's been a long struggle for this team the last few years, and the roster is starting to grow. It's starting to build, but there's still a lot of work to be done in Charlotte.
Thomas. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. 1:52 left to play here in the fourth. Thomas against Westbrook. Back to Durant. And the Thunder making the switch here. Cephalosha's checked in. A minute 42 left in the fourth. He hits the first one, and that'll push the lead to double digits. Both free throws good from Westbrook. And the Bobcats call time here. They're losing by 11. 1:39 left in the fourth quarter. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Over the break, I listened in on what head coach for the Bobcats was getting across in their huddle. He rallied the troops, saying nobody said it was going to be easy. They're not laying down. They're not going away. If we want this game, we have to take it from them. Kevin, plenty of fire in that speech.
Thanks again, Doris. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Stolen by Westbrook. And it's out of bounds. The Thunder able to retain possession. We've got 1:23 left in the fourth quarter. First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 9.
And much more aggressive play has led to more free throw attempts for them here in the second half.
You know, that's how you do it, Steve. I mean, defender pressing up on you, you press right back, get into it.
And here's Jordan outside. Russell Westbrook with the rebound. Westbrook's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Westbrook's got 4 points in the quarter.
And they're getting that lead way up there now. I mean, it should be a stroll to the final whistle from here.
Yeah, this late in the game, it'll be almost impossible for them to blow a lead like this.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jumpers.
It's Durant on the wing.
It's his 4th foul, and I'm sure he picked it up a little earlier than he would have liked.
Kevin Durant.
Good on the first, and that'll push the lead to double digits. A different look for Oklahoma City. He hits both from the stripe. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Johnson, that's for 2. The Thunder pull it in.
Come on, get back!
Outside Durant, makes the lead pass.
Defensive foul. Oklahoma City. Derek Fisher. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Fisher. Thabo Cephalosha has checked in for Kevin Durant. Fisher hits them both. Charlotte calls timeout. They're down by 13. We've got 28 seconds left in the game. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Wilkins kicks to Drexler. The 3. It's hauled in by Collison. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And out of bounds as the Bobcats gain possession.
Still Bobcats ball. 17 seconds.
12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Johnson outside. Offensive rebound. Goes back up. And he sinks the layup.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.